Egypt, a three-day economic development summit has closed and billions of dollars in preliminary deals have been signed. CCTV's Yasser Hakim joins us live from Cairo. Yasser, give us a better idea of the total amount of investment and what sectors will actually benefit the most.
Yeah, the total amount will reach around 100 billion, but they're not all going to be paid at once. Around 36 billion are contracts that have been signed and money will be put on the table. Then you've got about 60 billion in MOUs that are still to be signed as contracts maybe in the next few months. And you've got around 5.2 billion in loans from international financial institutions such as the World Bank and the EBRD. And then the 12.5 billion that was given to Egypt, pledged by the Gulf Arab states of the UAE, Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. The largest chunk would go for the real estate sector and the energy sector. Both have taken the largest chunk of money, then followed by transport and tourism. And more on this economic conference and the closure of the summit in this report. The last day has seen the signing of more deals and MOUs in several fields. Most significant is the MOU with China's Ministry of Trade for a long-term economic partnership. Egyptian President Abdel Fatah Al Sisi addressed delegates on the final day. He said Egypt has gone back years because of the political unrest, and there must be huge efforts to make up for lost time.
We are serious, working hard, and international investors are standing beside us. I know our problems very well. We need not less than $200 to $300 billion so the 90 million Egyptians can prosper and have a decent living. We will succeed. Egypt will live.
The president's apparent pleasure and optimism during the keynote speech reflected the mood around the premises after 3 days of deliberations.
We are all actually extremely in the sky now. We're like feeling I think everybody did his part, you know. I mean, the business community did his part. The government has really done a good job here, you know. The results are amazing, you know, but the challenge is for us to realize what has been said here.
Egyptian government had undergone major economic reforms and painful austerity measures in the last few months. These reforms, coupled with a new investment law, were the catalyst for more deals to be signed in Sharm el-Sheikh this weekend. Egypt targeted $25 billion to be signed here. The result far exceeded $100 billion in contracts and MOUs. The target may have been fulfilled by the government, but experts say there's a more important element to the success of the summit.
It's always easier to announce about projects than to really execute them. So it needs full attention from the government, keeping the dialogue ongoing with the investors, finding out what their problems are, and then working hard to erase these problems. You know.
And that's what exactly the government has said, Susan. A committee of high officials, high-ranking officials, has been established to follow up the results of the conference and also to make sure that the agreed contracts and agreements and MOUs are being followed through and executed and implemented, and the problems that facing any businessman would be solved. And also the government announced that this conference will take place every year from now on. It's not a one-time thing, every year in Sharm el-Sheikh. Back to you, Susan.